Ho buddies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond Our Rule Ripper. Last time on Beyond Our Rule Ripper, we discovered Jin's Barman, and we discovered that it had a slot, and it had essentially what it was is that it had like an SD card that you could take out. So me and Coffee took out by moving a sticker away from the side of the thing, so it was kind of hidden before, but it's not now. We removed a sticker, took out like an SD card thing, looking thing, and swapped them, and we discovered that we can actually switch with the other. Now the rule said that you can't look at anyone else's tablet or anyone else's screen, right? But it didn't say that you couldn't, take an SD card and look at your own screen at someone else's data. So that's like a loophole. So let's have a look and see if we've still got that option. Oh, Toro says we do. We do have that option. We can switch and look at the data. Looks like Coffee is still unlocking her data. In theory, I should be able to open hers too from here, but only for this copy of my only for this copy on my barman. So if it gets updated, I'd rather keep opening mine and let her take care of hers. Not like we need it anymore. Or do we? Okay. Oh, right, the data. I'm not sure what's the point anymore, but might as well keep going. Oh, I've got something to do. As a driving license. Cool. 13479. Why did it say it needed unlocking when it didn't? Maybe it's this one? I don't know. Okay, let's go back and carry on. Right, but what do we have left? What can we do? I don't know. Without Piano's vote, our lives are at their mercy. As long as Poker sticks to saving Piano over anyone else, and nobody's willing to sacrifice their ally, this can only end one way. Poker choosing the third survivor by himself. And knowing him, it won't be Cocktail. And it won't be you. It's either Cigar or me. I can't argue with that. I mean, maybe you can talk to him again and convince him to spare you. I don't want to die, but... No. I refuse. Huh? It's not pride or anything like that. Our alliance is part of it, of course. But the truth is simpler. I don't want that man to survive over anyone else. But if there's no other way to save you... Oh. Shit! Coffee? Maybe I got infected with some of your idealism. You're right, maybe I should. As much as I would hate to see him win, I have to survive. Yeah, you have to see him again. Don't forget. I can never forget. Then you already know what to do. Actually, I already had that conversation with Poker when I talked to him before. You did? He brought it up, me surviving alongside him and Piano. I turned it down, thinking we could figure out another way. Oh, well, that means he was considering it, so if you're telling me you changed your mind... Are you telling me this because you've given up? No, I'm just being honest about what I think is the best option for you now. And what will you do? Maybe praying for a miracle is my only option at this point. The universe owes me one after everything it's put me through. Don't you think? Oh, the driver's license thing was relevant, wasn't it? Because someone had a crash. Is that right? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to check. Was it because of this thing? Yes. But don't we know that this was Cocktail? I think. Because of overwork? I think. Jokes don't help, I know. Do yourself a favour and fight until the end. No matter what. No matter how. As soon as the council begins, accuse 4 and vote Cigar. Cigar? I'd rather protect her with my rule than Cocktail. But we need one more vote to... If you're looking for a miracle, that's the only option to save yourself from being accused. To pull off that miracle without a third vote, we need 2 blank votes. Cocktail and Cigar want to leave the dirty work to Poker, so there might be a chance. There is, but you misunderstood me. That wouldn't be the miracle. Remember that our initial plan was to accuse Poker with Piano's help. If we deny them the option to eliminate you through vote, only Poker will be able to decide how the game ends. That's where we'll need a miracle. And what would that miracle look like? Catch me up. So you don't know either, huh? He checked the time. The council was nearly upon them. Thus it seemed that he would have to bet everything on that suicide plan. If 3 people correctly voted for him, his life would be over. Otherwise, the true battle for a miracle that saved them would begin. Will you talk to Poker? You want me to betray you so badly? Wouldn't really call it a betrayal when I'm the one suggesting it. Your suggestion has a problem though. Even if Poker were to accept, I'd need to trust his word. Besides, just because he gave me that offer doesn't mean he didn't do the same for anyone else, especially after I rejected it. You'd rather trust my luck. I swear I'm not trying to change your mind, it's about making sure that you know the horse you're betting on. It's too late to change my bet. Now it's all or nothing. In that case, I'll follow your advice. I'll fight until the end. No matter what. No matter how. Ready or not, they had to march to the battlefield. Is it council time already? Holy shit. Where did I just save it? Here, right? So let's do the... Yes. It was time. He didn't know what the others had planned. If they would try to accuse him as soon as the council began, if they had reached a deal with Poker, if Poker would act on his own. Sailing adrift through that storm of unknowns, his only choice had been to walk the plank. He could only throw himself towards the sharks now. Perhaps by diving into the depths, he'd find salvation. Only one thing was certain. As there was a chance that they would try to accuse him right at the start, he had to race them to the accusation button and click it first. Hesitation was forbidden. He needed the advantage granted to the player that initiated a vote when a tie happened. Without it, his already low odds became 0. His eyes swung back and forth like a clock's pendulum, between the time and the players, watching for the decisive moment signalled by the number 45 in the minute mark. Between the time and the players, watching for the decisive moment signalled by the number 45 in the minute mark. There was no effort made to hide his jittering. Everyone's poker faces had vanished a while ago, unable to hide their cards any longer. Everyone's hands were in full display. It was potentially the final council after all. To Bill, it would be regardless of what happened. 2 minutes left for the council. Here we go. Do I accuse? Do I accuse? The point of no return had been crossed. The message was the same as all the previous accusations. Had someone gotten ahead of him? What if they'd pressed the button an instant before him? No, there's no way. Running away from that paranoia, his eyes locked onto the screen. He didn't want to see anyone's faces. As planned, he chose Cigar, then awaited the results. Okay, accusal finished. Cigar has obtained a majority vote. Accusal overrule. Not 4. What? What the hell happened here? Those two don't have enough votes to win. Someone protected 4. Anything you want to confess, Cocktail? Me? What makes you think I'd do such a thing? Who then? Cigar can't accuse herself. Unless she didn't vote. Is that it? No.
I didn't do it.
No one blamed you, kid. They probably don't have the bar. Now's not the time to fight. Cigar's shout halted the rising dispute. Cigar's shout halted... That's hard to say. Cigar's shout halted the rising dispute. We can't vote for 4 again. And if we wait until the next council, it'll be too late already, right? Unfortunately. Which means that the only way to survive now lies in Rule 1. That doesn't look good. The rules don't apply. The rules don't allow anyone to leave a council in progress. Bill can't run away. Now is the time. Poker, let's put our differences aside. You must kill him here and now. No. Do it or we're dead. And so without a single word. Holy shit.
No.
Huh? Jesus Christ. Shame it's come to this, boy. That's what fate's decided. I like this picture. He wanted to speak or at least scream, but the shock he felt didn't even let him do that. Every single part of his body was fully focused on fighting against the knife that was, inch by inch, slowly closing in on his neck. He could feel its tip caressing his throat. Even putting all his strength together, he couldn't beat the hurricane that was Poker's.
Bill, hold on.
Coffee was also doing all that she possibly could, enough to prevent that arm wrestle from ending in an instant. Yet both of them combined still weren't enough, and no one else would come to help. Cigar, Cocktail, and Piano stared at the impending crime. One they didn't want to accept, but had to, in order to live. For Bill to survive, he had to rely on his only weapon, which he'd been using since the beginning. Words. It wasn't very good and he didn't have that much faith in it, but thanks to it he'd managed to survive up to that point. He had to talk to the killer. Rule 1. Poker. Face to face. Mano a mano. He didn't know if there was a way to convince him or fool him, but it was his only option, just as Cocktail had said. He couldn't escape the council, and killing Poker wasn't possible either. Accusing him without using the barman was impossible. Neither he nor Coffee could do it now, and 2 votes wouldn't be enough to stop him anyways. He had to find another way. One misstep could be lethal. He didn't have much time to think. Poker. Wanna have some last words? Any last wishes? I'm not so cruel. I won't take that away from you. No, it wasn't a matter of finding a way. That wasn't possible when none existed. He had to create his own path. Create a miracle. Huh. Jump scare. Now that it's come to this, I know we will fight the Ninth Council. It's going to start with Poker's knife to my throat. Huh, already? What? I'm not 4. Okay. Do I just click it? Oh, change. I don't want to die. You kill me and then not what? I accept your offer. You kill me and then what? Maybe? I don't know. Gotta pick one. You kill me and then what? Then I finish the job.
I'll be next, won't I?
Only 3 of us can win the game. I don't make the rules. Where am I? And after coffee, and then piano? Oh, piano might get him. And then piano. Again with this shit, I'll do what's got to be done, period. Oh shit, that was wrong. Oh, but that's going to affect Cigar.
No!
Ooh, accusal against 1. Overtaken by fear, Piano began an accusation, catching everyone off guard. None of the 3 participants in that duel could see the message, but they felt their barman vibrate and immediately understood its meaning. The accusation was doomed to failure, given that Bill and Coffee couldn't even take part in it. Once the initial shock was over, Poker kept pushing forwards, ignoring his barman. Rule 6 didn't let him vote, after all. Thus, on top of having nothing to fear, he couldn't defend himself anyways. Coffee had no other choice but to continue helping. In the end, the result? Okay, no one attained a majority. Okay, was expected, naturally. Poker was now immune to another attempt, taking away their only way of removing 1. Oh shit. Despite that, Bill didn't even flinch. He was well aware that method wasn't the miracle he needed, so losing access to that path changed nothing. This strategy isn't working either. I already used piano as an argument an hour ago, it won't work again. Oh, okay. Plus he didn't like using piano as a rhetorical weapon, even if his concern for the kid's life was genuine. It had gifted him some time at least, not to get to the council's end, as his rule would take another hour to take effect, but to talk to Poker. Thanks to the unexpected accusation, the knife had receded a couple of inches. Oh, that's good. Reached minimum tension. It only gave him an instant, barely a few seconds to think. Not enough. If there was a way out of that duel to the death, to have any hopes of finding it, he needed more time. How could he obtain any more? Taking the accusation as inspiration, what else could momentarily shock Poker? I'll use... What? What? A bluff? Physical attack? A bluff? A provocation? Provocation? A risky play, but the time to be careful was far behind him. It was life or death. To win Poker, he had to gamble. That's so true, and to have good odds, he had to bet big. You don't have the will to kill me. What? You don't want to. Even if you know you have to, you can't. Are you fucking kidding me? If I'm wrong, why am I still alive? No matter how much Coffee and me fight back, you should be able to kill me, no problem. How many seconds do you need to win against us? Uh-oh. Shut it and die! Following a hoarse and piercing howl, Poker resumed his attack with more ferocity than before. Contrary to Bill's intentions, his plan had failed. And yet... Hold on. I'm right, aren't I? The knife's tip played around his throat, tracing tiny grooves, but was seemingly too shy to puncture his skin. Was it possible that he had overestimated Poker's strength? Had he underestimated his or Coffee's? No, there was no way. He was sure of it. Coffee was doing all she could, but she was fully aware that it wasn't accomplishing anything. If she was an obstacle to Poker, he'd have dealt with her already. Bill's resistance was more effective, but not by much. The only one that wasn't going all in was... Poker! What's making you hesitate? Shut the fuck up! Is it because you think Cocktail will win after you kill me? I doubt it. You've killed 3 people already, why do you care about 1 more? Did you suddenly grow a conscience, or what? I'm Rule 1, the killer. Exactly, it's a contradiction. You're this game's villain, but 8 hours have gone by, and you've only killed 3 people. All of them by using the poison too. Yeah, you've not stabbed any, so what? You don't know how these last few hours have been. Always having to be on my guard and take my time. I was exploiting the weapon the game gave me, that's all. You're the one that told me that you hated being trapped in this cage. You had its key. Why take so long to open it? Why aren't you opening my throat right now? Is that what you want? Answer the question. Why didn't you use the knife to end the game 8 hours ago? Because it didn't feel like it. Is that good enough for you? Why the hell should I answer your questions? He didn't want to kill anyone. That's the only explanation. Is it because he tried to kill himself? Is that... No shit. How many times do I gotta say it? None of this is my choice. But it goes beyond that. You've only used indirect methods so far. That's why you're incapable of stabbing me. That was Poker, wasn't it? Want to bet on that? Want to die so badly? Do I want to die? Those words echoed in his head, like a whisper telling him to keep going in that direction. Yes, it is because of that. He was forgetting something vital. Think. It's on the tip of my tongue. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, what one was it again? Right, hang on. What can open the way forward? What happened to this one? Just disappeared? I got 2 there next to each other. I have. You're gonna have to fix that. What's happened there? Other kids don't have a dad and a mama like me. Photo? Divorce papers? What was it? Which one was it? Suggested suicide. Photo of a young couple. No. Oh, was it this one? Signed document for a loan. The sign doesn't contain any letters or recognizable symbols. The amount requested... So if we go on here... Suicide attempt 1 and 9. Yeah. So it's going to be something to do with that. It's funny that that did that thing. I don't know why I did it. The amount requested is 38,500 with a compound interest of 20%. It's so high. The loan doesn't come from a bank, but a company called Tender Lender. Only someone desperate for money would sign it. I mean, I don't have anything else. Big fan of your work since many years ago. I never thought this day would come. It's a great honor to be granted the opportunity to train what I am sure will be yours and your wife's successor. Not that. I'm gonna go with this. It might be right. This seems like someone that's desperate and would potentially lead them to suicide if they're being chased by this. I don't know. Uh-oh, that's not it. Shit. I messed up. So it's not that. Okay, what is it then? Well, can I click on this instead? This. I don't. Even if my life was barely any value, I want to keep it. I felt selfish at one point, thinking that sacrificing myself was my duty, but that's over. Then... But you're rule 1. If we're talking about wanting to die, you and Jin share the suicide attempt ban data. But now you're trying to... wrong voice. Now you're trying to save yourself at the cost of others. That was ages ago. Don't think you know me. I never. I didn't. It never felt right that someone like you would fit that data. Even now, I still don't get it. I'm not going to tell my life to someone I'm about to kill. Or anyone. Maybe you don't need to. It's a dangerous play, but I might have an ace up my sleeve. His motive. Oh. Something that would push someone like Poker into trying to end his life. Okay. Well, is that the loan? Is it this? Something that would cause him to... I mean, maybe it is this. No. I'm clicking on the wrong one. Where's it gone? This. It's under here now. Is he trying to hide from me? Okay. Is that right? No. Yes, the loan, that's got to be it. What? I can't take it out right now, but one of the hints I found was a huge debt to a moneylender. It's yours, right? Was that the reason? Why does that matter? Think that finding out about my past will save you? How does that make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. Did you forget this game's core? To win, we must get to know the others, through hints and data.
Stay out of this!
My life is on the line too.
Coffee.
No, thank you. I can't say I know where you're going with this, but keep going.
Maybe don't say that. I've no idea either, but I'll keep following this path to the very end. What else can I figure out from this? What should I be focusing on? Oh, are you still in debt? Why take that big loan? Yeah, why? Why'd you do it? Why'd you owe so much? What made you take that big loan? Stay out of my life! Uh-oh. Oh, why'd you do that, Coffee? It was gonna go in. Okay.
Is it related to playing poker? Ha!
I can't keep watching this from the sidelines even if I don't know where this is headed. I can't let Bill fight alone. Right, so we've switched again.
I can't save him with my strength, or with my subpar social skills, but I can with my autism. But I'm supposed to be smart, in one way or another. I'll prove that to Poker, to the others and to myself.
Of course, Poker, that explains it. You lost too much money betting in poker, so you had to take out a loan, right?
It fits with his attitude, judging by what we've seen.
No, you don't know me.
Not fully, no, but we're quickly learning. You're easier to read than you think.
Why? Is this your way of getting revenge, by digging up all my sorrows and shoving them in my face? Is this fun to you? You got me. I've got a gambling problem. I blew all my money on that smoking and drinking. Happy now?
In that case, we have another piece that fits this puzzle.
Oh, can I switch to Coffee's data?
Maybe I can't.
Okay. Another piece that relates to this data. Okay. One. Not studying or working. Likes black coffee. Related to suicide attempt. College degree. Can use chopsticks. Has been to court. Smoker. Has a driving license. Work stress. And then these are all none of what. Maybe it's to do with this. Is it to do with this?
According to my data, you and Cigar have been under a lot of work stress. I imagine that this is related to your vices.
Ah, you're right. Smoking lets you relax, while poker... Is it a way of escapism? So what if it is? If we're talking suicides, working in the office is the worst one. A slow and agonizing death every day in that cage feels like losing years of my lifespan. What's so wrong about looking for some adrenaline? Win or lose, it's what makes me feel alive.
That explains many of your actions. You don't care about the odds of success or the consequences. The adrenaline you get from gambling your life makes it worth everything. Darts' murder, for example, didn't seem very well thought out. What made you think it was a good idea to throw him outside without taking away his barman first?
Well, excuse me. I'm new to the fucking murder business. Just saw a chance and took it.
Clearly. The danger enticed you. You found him at the entrance and took the chance for an easy kill. Another murder where you didn't have to get your hands bloody.
Sure is easy to criticize it when it's not your responsibility, huh? You think being a killer is easy? Adrenaline. That's all it takes to escape from his monotonous life. Is that what I need? Wait, now that we know this, something's off. Poker, if you enjoy the thrill so much, if you hate your life enough to get into gambling and fall into debt from it, to the point of almost killing yourself, how can you say you hate this game, calling it a cage just like your job when actually... Isn't a death game something you dream of? No!
All of us have seen your grin, heard your quips. You like being the villain, don't you? Even I can see that.
No. No! These last few hours, since my rule was found out, I just played up the villain act. That's all it was. An act.
Excuse me? Don't you dare play innocent now.
I know you won't believe me. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was the only generous act I could do for you. By giving you such an easy target for hate, a villain. I understand. Believing it is another matter. What you say makes sense. Believe whatever you want. I don't care.
Is that the whole truth? Are you sure you didn't enjoy it too?
I'm not a psycho. I never get any enjoyment out of this insanity. Only someone mental enough like the owner. No, Coffee is correct. While your words make sense, hers do as well. They're not mutually exclusive. So you're siding with her now? No, I'm simply sharing my thoughts. You want to demoralize me, is that it? Is that your strategy to win? Good question. Up to that point, he'd moved blindly through the storm, letting himself be carried around by that wind. But sooner or later, he had to open his eyes and accept the one path visible in the dark.
He couldn't kill Poker, neither by accusation nor directly. The only way to survive the cruel miracle he'd been seeking was to make Poker give up on his life by exploiting his vulnerabilities and traumas, rob him of his will to live. A cruel act, practically inhumane. Putting aside the odds of success, how could he come to terms with a victory through those means? Poker was the strongest player in the group, both physically and mentally, a man that would never yield to anyone, especially when his blood was boiling with rage. That had been Bill's impression of him ever since they'd met, but not anymore. Yes, his strength was superior beyond doubt. However, perhaps his mental fortitude was not better than Bill's. He was a house of cards waiting to be knocked down. The fury he had used as oil for his engine was also his biggest weakness. A single spark at the wrong moment, a doubt that made him question his own actions, would make it blow up. Having reached that conclusion, Bill was left with no choice but to confront his own actions and his life. Ironically, he was the one feeling his will to live vanishing, was returning to his ordinary and dull life, the one he dreamed of, worth the guilt of pushing someone to the edge, whatever that said. In a way, it felt worse than killing him with his own hands. His plan was a murder, not aimed at killing the body but the soul. He looked at Coffee. Saving her felt like the one excuse that could justify such a crime. His eyes went back to Poker despite having felt so much hatred for that man. Despite his terrible crimes, he was a human being. His overwhelming force had now become barely able to hold Bill pinned down. His hands, which had held the knife tightly before, were now faltering in doubt. His eyes had the glimmer of a half-empty glass of vodka. Poker's hatred wasn't actually directed at any of them, not even the game or the owner. He hated his soul-crushing job, his indebted life, his inability to break those shackles. That was... Poker. Now I get it. Get what? You don't have a life worth fighting for either. You don't know if it's valuable enough to be worth killing for it. It's the same for me. I don't want this victory. Victory, you've got a knife on your neck. It's just in front of it. As long as it's not inside it, I haven't lost. I don't want to do this, and neither do you. It was a game of chicken where both drivers ran to their deaths, hoping that the other would hit the brakes first, but the one huge difference. Neither wanted to win, despite not wanting to die either. Enough! Oh. If I'm wrong, kill me, or admit it, you can't kill. Is that why you killed Jin? Admit it. Okay. Admit it, you can't kill. Not directly. Ever since the game began, you've kept saying that you're not a psycho. Is that your way of coping with being chosen as Rule 1, or are you being honest? You're not a killer, or at least don't want to be. Not sure if there's a difference. Okay. And yet you came this far. Why? I rarely understand what goes through other people's minds. You know? But when it comes to you, I don't think it's my fault. I've got autism, by the way. I just want to feel alive. And to do that, I've got to escape from here. Yeah, I didn't know whether I mentioned that before. You'll just go back to being miserable. This game is what makes you feel alive. You'll just go back to... Ooh! Oh. This game is what makes you feel alive. This is the adrenaline you're looking for. That's the real reason you hate this game. Your hate isn't directed at it, you just hate the fact that you enjoy the game. Ooh, I'm so close to sinking it. No! Even though we're different, I know what it's like to live a life with no future. I've been fighting to get back to my empty life too. I thought that's what I wanted. Now I'm not sure, and I want a chance to figure it out. What will you do if you survive?
Will you just keep things the same? Will you keep chasing cheap thrills like your oxygen?
I doubt it will feel the same after having gone through a game of life or death.
So you plan to get rid of me, right? You think I'd be better dead, right? Okay, hang on. Well, no. I don't think you'd be better dead. No. That isn't it. I want to live, obviously, and the way things are, that'd mean your death, but... if you do kill me, at least I want to know that my death won't go to waste. Use my death to fix your life. Stop smoking, drinking, gambling, whatever, put that debt and your job behind you. You're asking too much, boy. Got a clue how old I am? I've burned away half my life already. As if my liver or my lungs don't kill me first. How old is Poker? You really think I can redo my life? All the work I've done, all the studying I did, got me that job. That stable job, well paid, safe and mind-numbing. First of all, there's barely any life left to fix. Like Cocktail, I've gone through a divorce thanks to everything you already know. Tried to end it all once, kill the void inside me, but failed. Haven't tried it again since. You're right. You got me. I've got no good reason to win this. If it wasn't for all the killing, this struggle for survival would be better as an experience than the reward for winning. Sorry, I kind of stumbled on my words then. I should sacrifice myself to save one of you. Before I make up my mind, I've got to finish what I started. What do we do?
Why?
Because it's clear as day that no one's here willing to kill. Only I've got the balls to do it. I'll spare piano. Cigar. Who could take my place? Nothing personal, girl, but I don't feel in the mood to save you after all the personal attacks you've thrown at me, even if some are on the mark. Poker, please. And you shut your mouth. You've run it enough. I'm just going to take all that as your last words. Bye. Bye-bye. No. Despite a lack of a reason to win from his opponent, his victory had been snatched away. True gamblers didn't play to win, as the game itself was rewarding enough. Time out. Whew, tense. Tense. Alright, okay, thanks so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and next time we're going to find out how Poker's going to kill me. Assuming he's going to kill me. I don't know how I'm going to stop him from doing that. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond R. I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.